Hello there, Internet. Thank you so much for joining me in this leg workout today. Everything went great. Hatfield squats are feeling better than ever. Every single session that I do, they just feel better than the last time, and that is not usually how it goes. Usually, as you continue to progress and add reps and weight, it starts to get harder and worse. This time, you guys, it just keeps getting better. The Bulgarians, on the other hand, keeps getting harder and keeps feeling more and more daunting and impossible. So I've decided to switch or take a moment in between the legs. That's what I used to do when I would do like dumbbell Bulgarians. I would do the leg. I'd set the dumbbells down for a moment, and then I would do the other leg. In this situation, because I'm doing them with the barbell, I just go straight into the other leg. And for my reverse lunges and stuff and my split squats, that seems to be totally fine. Bulgarians are a different beast entirely, and I'm going to decide, I've made the decision from this workout to rack the barbell and then give that other leg just a moment so that both legs are not so, like the second leg is not so drastically crappy on that side. It doesn't seem to matter which side I start with. It's always the second leg. It just feels like it's almost impossible to complete the reps on the other leg. So I wanted to give it its fair shake. I want it to be as fresh as the first leg. So I will be racking it. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to do it with my other single leg movements until maybe as they progress. I may have to do that as I continue to add weights and stuff. But that's how it's going to be, and I think it's going to be a much better way. Then I also did leg press, some random RDLs, and lying leg curls, and that's all she wrote. Fantastic session, no complaints. I did mention that I was going to be expanding the rest periods in between my leg workouts because my legs were feeling too fatigued I felt like I didn't want to exist. The one thing I will note though, that I acknowledge, I think on my weekend leg days, what is burning me out is like the long walks that I also do on the leg days, as well as then running around doing a whole bunch of errands like shopping and going to the grocery store. And I spend like that whole day standing, moving, walking after the leg workout because I find my work week leg day, I don't feel so awful because I'm chilling at my desk. I can sit as much as I need. And so I actually recover from those ones better, and I don't feel like my legs are too tired to exist. So I think more than anything, it's these super ass long walks and the constant moving. So I made a point after my last weekend leg day when I was, thinking, oh my gosh, I need more rest between leg days. I made a point of not doing my super long walk that day and just like going shopping, doing my errands, and I felt a lot better. I didn't have that like tightness in my chest where it just felt like my cortisol was not going back to base level. That like hyperventilating stuff was gone, my irritability was gone, and I enjoyed my day. So I may stick to that, just removing one walk from the week on the weekend leg day so that I feel like I can still enjoy my weekend because it's just too darn much. And we'll just see how that goes in terms of recovery, but I think it's going to go great. So I guess the big chunk of my commentary remaining, I was thinking I would just kind of go over some things that I would say to my younger lifting self, because that is scary to say that. Like I guess when I just think about how old I am, and how long I've been doing this, and like but it still feels so fresh in my mind. Like I can still picture myself in random workouts from 15 years ago, 10 years ago. I remember certain sessions. They haven't left my mind, and I remember how I used to think and feel about things and my thought process and making decisions here, making decisions there, being more impulsive and this sort of thing. And I would just think about, what would I say to that person? What would I say to the person who just started working out at the rec center with her dad in her teens? What would I say to that, girl who was trying so hard to achieve something that she didn't even know in her early 20s? Because some of you are in that stage. I wouldn't say that there's teenagers here, but some of you right now watching could be the first version of your lifting self. And so I mean, I don't know if this advice would help anybody because it's a different time, and thankfully so. I'm so glad that when I started working out, there wasn't all this Instagram, social media, constant pushing all these lies and filters and fake shit. I wasn't plagued with any of that stuff for the majority of the beginning of my lifting life. Like I would say it's like a good 10 years before there was even that so much of that toxic crap. And I'm so thankful for that, because I would have been so easily influenced. I know that girl. I would have been so easily negatively influenced and impacted by that stuff. I'm really, really grateful that that stuff, well, I wish it didn't happen at all, but that stuff blew up like so much later, and that I had the maturity to like disregard a lot of that stuff. Like, I'm in such a much better frame of mind than I was. Whatever the people say, don't let people tell you whatever you're past your expiry date, or it's all downhill from here, whatever. Being 39, my brain is in such a much better place, mental health wise, like impulsive decision wise, like anxiety wise, self esteem wise, than it's ever been. And I only see it getting better from here. And self acceptance wise, maybe, is the main point. So it's only going to get better from here. That's how I feel. I don't feel like it's going downhill. I feel like it's going better. But the things I would say to myself, for one, and again, it's a different time. Do not waste any money on stupid, unnecessary supplements from GNC. Like, I just feel like I put money into supplements that were dumb. And then it was like placebo. And I was like, oh my gosh, these are so important. I'm going to waste this, like, this small amount of money that I have in this day and age, on these really stupid things that aren't doing anything. So that's one thing that I wouldn't do. Also, I do recall how very, very important powerlifting was to me. And what I could have done with that stupid supplement money is invest in a coach, because I wasted a lot of years powerlifting poorly. I can't say that I ever really got it down, aside from maybe my bench form. And that I had potential, I guess, to be a lot better at it, instead of just being constantly frustrated by it, for feeling like I wasted a decade doing everything kind of wrong. It's not like I even had to have like an ongoing coach forever. I cared that much about it, and I know that I did. I know how that girl felt. I cared so much, and I think more than the money side of it, I was too anxious and scared to hire a coach. I was too socially intimidated to hire a coach, and that's something that I wish I had done, even just for like a year, or even just occasional check-ins for a small amount of time, or initial assessment, consultation, whatever. I wish I had done that. And another thing too, on the flip side of it, there was also a time when I dieted really, really extreme and got super low body fat while still being able to maintain quite awesome muscles. Like, I had never had muscle development, and I never had such leanness and low body fat as I did during that period of time. And I maintained it for quite a while. Like, I would say this was like a 2-year chunk of time in my 20s when I was absolutely ripped. And I wish I could have told that girl, maybe right now you should just do a show. Just one. Just compete once right now, because guess what? You are never going to want to diet this hard ever again in your entire life. And that remains true. I never want to go down that path. I will never have that same body again. I don't even want to go through the damage that I did during that time again. Just like basically not having a period for 18 months. I don't ever want to do that again. But I'll also then never have that body again. And I could have stepped on stage pretty much at any given point during that extreme lean time and been competition ready at that time, because I was at that level and I held that level for a long time. I should have just done a show at that time, because I would have had it, I would have ticked it off, and then it would have been behind me. I wouldn't have had to do that again. What else am I going to say? This is more of a stupid thing, but I really wish I hadn't bought so many different gym outfits. And again, this goes down to impulsive decisions. And I guess I could say, bite my tongue, but this is a more recent thing that I've decided to stop doing. And again, I think it's just because I'm at a place now where priorities have changed. And I can't just say all of a sudden I woke up one morning and all my priorities changed. It's like it just slowly built to this point. And I just felt like I needed these things to feel some level of excitement. And I did. I was excited to wake up on a Saturday morning and do a leg workout in a new outfit. I'm not going to deny myself that. But it's that your priorities will change. And I tried to fight that because it was too scary. But now it's like, hey, that's great. Like, I'm actually happy that there are some things that are less important to me now, so that other things can be more important to me. And that don't constantly fight your priorities changing, because as you get older, that's just bound to happen. And if anything, that's a good thing. It's just the vanity aspect goes down and down and down, and it's just the awesome feeling that you get from it, just gripping a barbell, loving that goes up and up and up, and don't fight that. Just let that happen. So thanks for being here, everybody. Bye.